Hey there YouTube, That's here, and I'm going to be bringing you guys my part 1 of my UU tutorial, the Underused tutorial of how to become the very best in the Underused tier. And the way to become the very best, as you guys have probably seen in my first couple videos, is go to smogon.com. It's right here, you know, Smogon, I'm sure you guys have all heard of Smogon, and you want to go to the forums. So, since we're working on UU, we're going to go look at the meta games. We're going to go where Underused is right here, we're going to click on that. And the first thing you want to do is look at the stats. The most recent stats they have on here, the stats for July. UU doesn't really change that much, so we're going to click on July stats. And we're going to open up the stats. Let's scroll down a little bit. So the way I normally run this thing down is we're going to look at what's good, and I'm going to explain why it's good. Then I'm going to go into a team builder thing and pretty much show you my team and why I use what I use. So we're going to look at Chandelure, number 1 Pokemon on this list, right? It's in use in 18% of the teams. It's really strong, you know. There's a lot of good fire Pokemon in this tier. Darmanitan's in this tier, and also Chandelure's in this tier. Chandelure's a counter for itself in itself, and Victini's in this tier. Victini's a huge sweeper in this tier. So Chandelure having the Flash Fire ability, it can really help your team. Like there's no reason not to have one on your team. That's pretty much how I see it, which is why it's used in every team. Heracross, the second most used thing in this tier, probably. The reason why Chandelure is the number 1 used thing in this tier is because Heracross, since they're usually scarfed because its ability is Moxie, they can only hit Chandelure. That's probably why Chandelure is used more than Heracross, because it counters Heracross, because Heracross, once it gets like 2 Moxie procs out, if you send your Chandelure out, it has to leave, because it doesn't want to Mega Horn or close combat a Chandelure. So pretty much they counter, Chandelure counters Heracross, and that's pretty much it. But Heracross is number 2, it's a best sweeper in the tier. Most people like use a Choice Scarf set because it does get the access to Moxie, and it's a pretty big threat. Blastoise, third most used Pokemon in the tier. It walls out Chandelure and Heracross. You can see where it's going. It looks like a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors game, because that's usually just how Pokemon work. Mineshaw is actually gaining a lot of popularity in the tier. It has Fake Out, it gets Regenerator, U-Turn, High Jump Kick, Rock Slide. It gets a really good Pokemon, really standard. I don't know why it's in the top 4, but I think it's definitely a top 10. Umbreon, another standard Wish Passer, just a wall, good overall, nice tank. That's pretty much why this thing's here. It also gets Heal Bell, a really good thing. Like its only real weaknesses is like fighting, you know. So I mean, it's and Bug. I mean, like if you don't look at Heracross, I mean, like Mineshaw poops on like these guys. You know, like you need to have like a bunch of what is it, like stat boosts, like Calm Minds or Sword Stances to be able to take out an Umbreon before it can just Toxic Stall you down. Raikou number 6, right here. Raikou number 6. It gets the access to like Volt Switch, you know, Sub, Calm Mind. It's a very fast Pokemon for this tier, so that's why Raikou's number 6. It's fallen from glory, and when this tier first came out, it used to be like number 1 and 2, but it's still number 6. You still see them quite a bit on ladder. Roserade, anything with Sleep Powder that's fast and is natural cure, and it's just like overall really good Pokemon. Of course, it's gonna be top 7. It just brings a lot of utility to the team. I think it also gets Aromatherapy. You really always want to bring something with like Heal or Aromatherapy, especially when you're playing these lower tier battles, because Toxic and Hacks are just huge. Down to Victini. Victini is top 8. I think that should be number 1, because who doesn't like an Uber in their tier, you know? Create. That's what Victini is all about. You put that Choice Scarf on it, or you run him in Trick Room, and this guy just tears through every single thing. You can Choice Band set, you can Life Orb set, you can Choice Scarf set. Create do damage, and you can't take them lightly. That's probably why Blastoise is like right here. Kingdra's 9th. There's no Politoed in this tier to start Drizzle, but just because there's no Politoed does not mean that Rain Dance is not a real thing. And even before Rain Dance, Swift Swim Kingdra was a thing, regular Kingdra with its awesome Water Dragon typing was a thing. So that's why Kingdra is still top 10, because it's really, really good even if you don't have Swift Swim going on, or the Rain Dance. Rhyperior is here because I'm going to go do both these guys at once. Stealth Rock's users. Gotta find them somewhere, right? Bronzong, Rhyperior, pretty much what they're there for. Stealth Rock. It's a pretty big thing down here. Hitmontop's 12th. Flygon's 13th, you know, standard ground flying. People would run Garchomp in here if they could. Snorlax being at 14th is something that really surprises me. Same with Darmanitan at 15th. Snorlax is the one Pokemon I do not like fighting. Period. I mean, if I see a Snorlax, I can't really win until I kill it. Like I hope they swap it. I have to like catch them swapping it at a bad time. Because you can't really kill Snorlaxes if they get like a couple curses off. You'll see from some of my vids that Snorlax is just an unkillable tank. It's too strong. And Darmanitan, you know, I personally like Darmanitan more than Victini. I don't really know why. Victini's overall way better. I just like Darmanitan. I don't use either of them. You'll see from my team when I do my team preview. And when I go through, I've already played all the games, but I'm just running through a little intro. Because I switch my team up a lot, so you might see Darmanitan and Victini a little bit, but overall, I stick to what my main team is. Zapdos is 17th. I think that's really low for Zapdos, because I really like Zapdos a lot more than Raikou, because it gets a recovery move, but to each his own. Swampert's 18th. I think that's also kind of weird, because it was OU in Gen 4, it was OU in the start of Gen 5. I mean, just a really good Pokemon. They took away Frostlass's evasion ability. You gotta run like Cursed Body, I think, now. Whatever, you know, it happens. And Togekiss being 20th. I ran Choice Scarf Togekiss for like the first half of these videos. That thing is strong, because it counters. Look at this. It'll kill Chandelure, kill Heracross. Blastoise can't swap in on it. Kill Mineshaw. Umbreon's 3 more ability is inner focus, so you can't really ever make sure. You're screwed against Raikou. Raikou will mess you up. He'll get subs and Calm Minds off and you'll die. Kills Roserade, kills Victini, kills Kingdra. You know, 9 of the things out of the top 10. Choice Scarf Togekiss really kills. So this is one of the Pokemon I would recommend for people. They're just getting into the tier. Because it has String Grace, so 60% chance to flinch. Also gets Flamethrower for things like Bronzong. Bronzong, there we go. Look at anything else. Arcanine, another Flash Fire user. Mew at 23. I think this is stupid. Mew should be up here. This Uber people. Mew going any move, you know. I mean, it's in my team. It should be in every team. Because people just can't call it. The mind games you can do with Mew are just crazy, and it's amazing. Same thing, Azelf, another Stealth Rocks user. Great sweeper. Great overall Pokemon. Gligar, Stealth Rocks user, Wall. Maybe, wow, Suicune's so low, 32. Suicune's the only reason I win any of these games. If you've seen any of my other tutorials, pretty much like my Gallade. It's a very unknown threat, but when you see people that have it, you know that you're going to be in for a really long game. Porygon 2, hate fighting this guy as much as Snorlax, it's just really annoying. Yeah, so I think this is the first half of the tutorial. I pretty much explained all the really big threats, why they're there, their usage. There's other stuff we can look at. We can look at lead usage. Frostlass is a really good lead. Gets spikes, and they can't rapid spin the spikes away. Let's look at Bronzong, another really good lead. Stealth Rocks is very important. Mineshaw gets Fake Out, U-Turn Regenerator. The really good lead at the start of the Gen 5. Azelf's standard Gen 4 lead. Can't really call it. It gets access to all the weather starters. It gets access to Stealth Rocks, Taunt. It can do anything. Hyperior Stealth Rocks user. Ambipom, just like Mineshaw. Crobat, they're all just like a U-turn lead to a suicide lead. Swampert for Stealth Rocks. Sableye's in this tier, I almost forgot. Everyone knows about Sableye. Prankster. It's a very, 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 very strong Pokemon. You can't really wall it out. I used it for a while. I'll show you guys how to use it. Victini, just because you like to, well, both these guys together. They both get U-turn and strong fire attacks. Just like to start the game off aggressively. Mew's my lead. Mew and Chandelure are the two things I trade off with. Like, I'm probably a bunch of these usage right here. That's probably me. Because normally, I use my Focus Sash Chandelure as my lead. But if I need to set up Rock, I use my Mew. So that's pretty much how I look at it. I like leading with Chandelure. Most of these are pretty much just Rocks users. That's pretty much how it works. Or like Fake Outers, or U-turners. Which is pretty much how it works, the lead usage. These are the 1850 stats, everything 1850 or above. This is their own stats. Like we looked at this list. 1850 stats, this is the list for people who are good at the game. This is pretty much me. Mineshaw's up there, number 1, 20%. People know something I don't know. They just like killing. They're just like killing these Snorlaxes. Look how many positions Snorlax throws. It's like 15 positions. Like, look, you see Heracross drops off. Chandelure drops off. Raikou, Blastoise, Mineshaw, they all jump up. Same thing. What else comes up that's really good? Suicune moved up a bit. Togekiss moved down. Zapdos moved up a bit. Yeah, I think these stats are a lot more accurate except for Mineshaw. I don't agree with Mineshaw, but I know it's there. This is 1850 versus people who are not 1850. Look, Strong's most used Pokemon, obviously. Suicune most used. Like if you're fighting someone who you know you're better than, Pokemon like Suicune and Snorlax are free wins. It's just free wins. Alright, so let's go to Showdown. This is my team, my UU team. This is not the order that I use it in, this is the preview order. I use this order to make it think I'm leading with Heracross, obviously, when I'm not. As you guys have seen from some of my other tutorials, I usually like to bring a couple sashes in my team. I'm a pretty cheesy guy. Usually Chandelure is going to be my lead. Lead with Focus Sash, because that's really good. You can't get Fake Out, he has a great lead for that. I use Energy Ball to hit the people swapping in on their Blastoise. It's usually a 2-shot, depending on how they're built. Flamethrower for anything you want to fire. It's a fire Pokemon, but fire attack on it. Don't really like Fire Blast, that's not really my style. Flamethrower is usually strong enough. Shadow Ball to hit other Chandelures, hit Psychic types, you know, standard. Taunt. Taunt is the most important Pokemon on this Chandelure. Or, sorry, not Pokemon. Important move. Taunt those Stealth Rocks users. You are fast enough to get away with taunting them 100% of the time. A lot of the time, if you lead with Chandelure and they lead with, like, Swampert, they're going to stay in, you're going to Energy Ball it, you're going to taunt it, it's going to die. That's a free win. Let's go look at my EVs. 4 in HP, nothing else to put it in. I'm going to be Timid Nature. He's not really that fast, but you know, it's fast enough to taunt stuff, which is all that really matters. Getting that taunt off is so important in this tier. Let's go to Mew next, because I usually like to be with him too. I have Lefties on the Sky. Synchronize, really good ability. If I get like Poison Parrot or whatever, it makes the other Pokemon get it too. So the walls have to be very wary of poisoning the Sky. I have Taunt, like I said before. Taunt's the most important thing for leads and walls in this tier. Soft-Willed, because I need recovery moves, Stealth Rock, and Dragon Tail. It's my standard rocks user. This Pokemon doesn't really do that much other than scout all my opponent's moves and be very annoying. I like to get my Stealth Rocks up. If I see them go for a Rapid Spinner, I go back out to my Chandelure. But I'm pretty much just going to Dragon Tail until I'm out of PP. That's like, I think I get 24 PP, and then the PP up for 16, I get 24 of these. So, I've PP'd out multiple times with this Pokemon, and I like to scout all of their items pretty much before I use the rest of my team, which is just very smart. And I get the free taunt, so the walls can't really do anything. It doesn't really do that much. Like, if you save this Mew till endgame, it's very, very bad. But if you use him the whole game, very good Pokemon. Let's go into Togekiss, which is in my team still. Choicecraft Togekiss, so the way EVs are going to... Oh, let's look at my Mew's EVs first. 252 HP, 252 defense, Impish Nature. This thing is a tank, it'll eat anything. Even Heracrosses, like, don't one-shot this guy. I have 4 in attack just because I like using you know, we're going to change this. We're going to take the 4 out of attack. We're going to put the 4 in speed because taunts are important. Alright, so Togekiss next. I have Serene Grace, obviously doubles the % chance of secondary effects, just like Air Slash, Flamethrower. That's pretty much it. I have Air Slash, Flamethrower, Grass Knot, just for like Swamperts and Suicunes. I'd never use this. I've used this like twice. It's not even worth it, but like, there's no reason for HP Ice in this tier, because the only dragon's Flygon, and you like two-shot him with Air Slash. I could just still put Thunder Wave even though I'm Scarfed, just like Bait Peep. I guess I could put Aura Sphere, but it's just not worth it. Just like, you could kill a Swampert with this, so it's worth it. And Extreme Speed, just for the priority. Just having a priority was very smart, because you see the Prankster lose a lot. So you always want to bring a couple priority moves where you can, and this is a situation where I can. And let's look at my EVs. 4 in HP, 252 special attack, 252 plus nature in speed. And minus, it's naive, so it's minus special D. This thing hits like a truck, and it's very, very fast. You wouldn't expect Togekiss to be, like, faster than, like, at the same speed as Chandelure. But they are. So, yeah, that's just how this Pokemon works. It's very, very, very strong. Alright, now let's go to Chinchina. I'm sure you guys have seen my my RU tutorial. I use this guy. King's Rock. People usually expect him to be Sash. This is the thing they expect to be Sash. This is what they expect to be my lead almost every time. He gets Bullet Seed, Rock Bass, Tail Swap. I use Knockoff. There's a couple other moves you can use. I think he gets U-Turn. Standard, Jolly, Full Adamant. Nothing unexpected about this guy. He gets Skill Link. You know, everything that can hit multiple times hits. King's Rock flinches. This is how you kill Suicune. This Pokemon's like the only way to do it. This is why I bring it. Same thing. This is how you kill Heracross. This is not Heracross. This is how you kill all the walls. He breaks all the walls because he flinches them, and that's pretty much all you can do. He's a great thing to like. There's a lot of Pokemon in this tier that are obviously sashed, and he pretty much bypasses them because he's a lot faster than everything in the tier. Like, oh, you put up Sub because Sub's on every single Pokemon in this tier. Well, let me break that for you, and flinch you. This is why he's really good. You could almost even get away with using this guy in OU. He's so good. I don't know, you'll see from the videos, he's pretty strong. Suicune, only one of my Pokemon that's like shiny and nicknamed. Lefties, Pressure. I couldn't even think of like a better ability. Like Water Absorb's good, but like Pressure, PP battles happen in this tier. It's so nice having a Suicune with Pressure. Standard moveset of Calm Mind, Scald, Rest, Sleep Talk. This guy will not die to anything. You can swap it on whatever you want other than Raikou. And look at these stats. I mean, 404 HP, 361 defense. You're going to wall everything out. I mean, you're going to see... I'm probably going to upload like 10 games of just Suicune, like, walling people out, and it's going to be all boring, but it's what it takes to get to the top of the ladder. Heracross. Standard Heracross, for the most part, it's a little bit different. I like mine Jolly instead of Adamant. Moxie, whenever he kills something, gets a 1.5 attack boost. Right here, yeah. Or, sorry, boost by one stage, 1.5, yeah. So, most people expect it to be Scarfed, which means if I use Close Combat on the Chandelure when I swap in, they think they're safe. Same thing with, like, a Mew. They think these two Pokemon wall me pretty well. But since I'm sashed, I'm using a Counter Cross. This is what I use on my 3DS. Counter Cross is so much better. It stops people from snowballing. It just stops a lot of stuff. And he can switch, like, priority. So if I Close Combat and they swap to this, I'm just Mega Horn or Stone Edge, and they're both dead, and I'm so ahead. People are always going to expect you to be Scarfed 100% of the time, no doubt. They're never going to expect the sash, even if, like, they're faster than you, and they figure out that you're not Scarfed, they still don't know you're sashed. Ever. So that's why this guy's great. He wins so many games. Stops any time of snowballs. It's really good. So, it's my team. It's a pretty good team. And starting in the next couple days, I'll upload probably 3 or 4 games in like one and probably like a 30 or 40 minute set, like I've been doing for all the other ones. I really like the way this team works. I've switched it around a bit, but this is my final team. I did hit the top 100 with this. I think I actually got all the way up to like 40th. I don't even know what my ranking is right now, because I did it like a while ago. Let's go to the lobby. It might not even be on this account. Yeah, it's not even on this account. Whatever. This is like account I'm leveling for a friend. So, whatever, it's cool. But I think I got like 30th or whatever with this. Things change after you get like really high like ELO. But it's a really good team, really strong. Look at like its weaknesses and strength. I mean, these two are weak against like the same thing. Kind of. Like they kind of resist each other. Well, I don't know. They're weak against the same stuff. But this thing kills the thing that they're both weak against, then I don't know, it's the team can swap it on a lot of stuff. I have 2 sashes. I have Suicune could just kill anything. There you go. I can just send Suicune out whenever I want, kill everything. That's how this tier works. Giving you guys the scoop. So I hope you guys will watch the vids, enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.